Hi guys, welcome to my new channel, Easy Affordable Eats. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can make these delicious skillet fried potatoes. So in order to make this, you're going to need 3 russet potatoes, medium to large size, and I have just peeled these and cleaned them. I'm also going to be using some Italian herb seasoning, some ground black pepper, Lowry's seasoned salt. This is my husband's favorite, so it's a must-have in there. Some garlic powder. And one of my favorite seasonings, this Goya adobo seasoning. And I'm going to be using some canola oil in the frying pan or skillet. So here's my frying pan skillet that I'm going to be using, and I just have about a tablespoon of canola oil and 2 tablespoons of butter. So I need to slice up my potatoes, and I need to slice in thin slices. So here in just a second, I'll show you guys about how thick you want it. So you want them pretty thin. The thicker your pieces of potato are, the longer they're going to take to cook. So as thin as you can is best, but not paper thin. I'm using a small, sharp knife to slice my potatoes, but if you have a mandolin, you can use that as well. And I'm just going to slice up all my potatoes and put them in my skillet with the oil and butter. We're going to turn our skillet up to about a medium-high heat. You can always turn it down if you need to. This is what it should look like in your skillet. Now that we have our potatoes in the skillet, we're ready to season. So I'm going to take all my spices and season. I'm just doing a good amount of the Italian herb seasoning grinder. We're going to use just a few good sprinkles of black pepper. I really don't measure when I cook, but if I was to guess, I would say maybe a half a teaspoon. We're going to use our seasoned salt, and my husband really likes this seasoned salt, so I'm probably using more than most people would, but I probably used about, I would say, a teaspoon of seasoning salt. I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And about the same of the adobo seasoning, about a half a teaspoon. A few good sprinkles. And if you get to cooking your potatoes and you notice that they look kind of dry and they don't have enough oil, just add a little bit more canola oil. So we're just going to let these cook on medium-high heat, and they are going to take roughly about 20 minutes to cook. Here you can see they're starting to cook, and I'm just going to give them a good stir. So we're just going to keep checking on these and giving them a good stir every so often, making sure they're not sticking to the bottom and burning. If you notice that they are splattering a lot and popping a lot onto your cooktop, you can always cover these with a lid. So we're just going to keep stirring these, just using this big wooden spoon, and I'm stirring them around, just making sure I get them all evenly distributed. Don't worry if they start getting a little bit brown. Just keep your stove on about a medium-high heat, and it's going to be totally okay. But if you feel like they're cooking too fast or burning, just turn your stove down to about medium or a low medium and let them cook. But yeah, don't worry if they are getting a little bit brown, because they'll actually develop a really good flavor and they taste just fine. They're not burnt or anything. If you have any pieces stuck together, you can always just pry them apart. And then using a fork, you just want to make sure all your potatoes are fork tender. So that just means you can stick your fork in easily and it just comes right out. They're not hard. And if they are fork tender, they are all ready to eat and serve. All right, so we're just gonna turn our stove off and go ahead and plate these up. So I'm just serving these alongside some over easy eggs and a few slices of turkey bacon. You can also add a little bit of onion to these while they're cooking, and that would be delicious as well, a little sauteed onion in there. But yeah, this is a great addition to breakfast or any dinner or pretty much any entree. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and feel free to try it out yourself. Leave me a comment down below if you did, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing.